Nikki, against the international wailing over corporate taxation and the likes of Google and Apple, there was a story this morning about Fiat Industrial and CNH, a merger announced a year ago that's drawing to a close, and it looks like they have moved their base to the UK from Italy.
Well, it's very interesting. I mean, this is putting together the CNH Global and the Fiat Industrial businesses, which are essentially make tractors and construction equipment, things like that. They're known better perhaps by, or the case bit is known better by the New Holland name. It will be the third biggest manufacturer of capital equipment worldwide after the likes of Caterpillar. Fiat's controlled Case New Holland for quite a while, but it did a deal with the minorities to buy them out, put the whole thing together so that it would be a simpler structure. Only it's turning out not to be simple at all. The primary listing will probably be in the US, in New York. The legal incorporation will be in Holland, which in the Netherlands, which is where Case New Holland had its legal incorporation. But it looks as if it's being done through a UK-based company, and there seem to be suggestions in the SEC filings that the tax residency will be in the UK. And the UK corporate tax rate is coming down to 20% in 2015. The Italian one officially is well over 30%.
So you have a large tax gap now potentially between, well, you will do from next year, the UK and Italy. And this is no small companies. A lot of viewers may not have seen this. It's huge, it's global, it's got operations in over 50 countries. It's very difficult to know, how you describe the location for a company like this, isn't it, really?
Well, that's absolutely right. I mean, its plants alone are in something like 64 countries, and they're pretty well spread. There's a heavy focus on North America and Europe, but they're pretty spread. It's R&D. It has over 50 it will have over 50 facilities again round the globe. And it has a long history of consolidation. I mean, it's more complicated than you'd begin to want to go into. It's been owned by Ford, Sperry Rand, if anyone remembers their name. So it doesn't really have a sort of national identity. But on the other hand, you can see why politicians will jump up and down if they think someone is just forum shopping tax-wise.
And final question, in contrast to Tim Cook at Apple, what has Fiat Industrial said about this? I know it's a big issue in Italy.
It's come out partly through an analyst report, partly by the press picking up on that and looking at the SE filings in some detail. Fiat Industrial is not saying very much. It's pointing people to the filings and that's it.
Another example of how this story is going to run on corporate tax. Thank you very much for that, Nikki.